In the early hours of April 18, 1906, the city of San Francisco was shaken awake by a catastrophic earthquake. The tremors began just as the first light of dawn was breaking over the horizon, casting an eerie glow over the city. Lasting just 42 seconds, it reduced countless buildings to rubble, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Streets were torn apart, homes were flattened, and the once bustling city was plunged into chaos. But the true devastation was only beginning. Fires broke out, fueled by broken gas lines, and spread rapidly, consuming everything in their path. The people of San Francisco faced a long and arduous journey to rebuild their lives from the ashes of this unprecedented disaster. The earthquake ruptured gas lines, sparking fires that raged for days. The initial tremors were devastating, but it was the subsequent inferno that truly brought the city to its knees. Flames leapt from building to building, consuming everything in their path. With the water supply cut off, firefighters were helpless as blazes spread uncontrollably. They fought valiantly, but without water their efforts were in vain. The city was engulfed in a sea of fire, and the brave men could only watch as their beloved city burned. This disaster would soon teach the world the importance of resilient infrastructure and fire containment plans. Modern cities now boast advanced firefighting equipment and robust water systems. Lessons learned from the past have paved the way for safer, more resilient urban environments, ensuring such a catastrophe never happens again. In the days that followed, nearly 80% of the city lay in ruins. The once bustling streets of San Francisco were now unrecognizable, buried under the debris of collapsed buildings and shattered dreams. The magnitude of the destruction was overwhelming, leaving the city in a state of shock and despair. San Francisco lost over 3,000 lives and saw tens of thousands displaced. Families were torn apart, and many found themselves without a home, forced to seek refuge in makeshift camps. The sense of loss was palpable as the community grappled with the enormity of the tragedy that had befallen them. Another critical lesson emerged: the value of effective emergency response. The disaster highlighted the importance of having well-coordinated and efficient response teams. Fire brigades, soldiers and volunteers worked tirelessly, but the lack of preparedness was evident. Their efforts, though heroic, were often hampered by the sheer scale of the catastrophe. At the time, the chaos led to miscommunication and panic, delaying aid and costing more lives. The disorganized aid efforts underscored the need for better planning and communication in the face of such disasters. The confusion among the crowds, the frantic search for loved ones, and the delayed response all contributed to the tragic loss of life. This event served as a stark reminder of the critical need for preparedness and effective emergency management in mitigating the impact of future disasters. The 1906 disaster reshaped urban planning. Today, earthquake-prone cities worldwide use updated building codes and emergency plans inspired by these hard-learned lessons. Preparedness, communication, and resilience now serve as essential defenses against the forces of nature. The tragedy of 1906 remains a reminder that while we cannot control nature, we can prepare, adapt, and learn. For every city, disaster readiness is a lesson worth remembering. What do you think is the most important lesson from history's great disasters? We encourage you to comment with your thoughts.